Let me ask you something. You've been building yourself, trying to build a new skill, trying to build something real. But there's a question you haven't asked yourself. Why is it that there are certain people that just get in, close the big deals, get the calls, and just get opportunities that makes no sense? It's not always about the talent. It's definitely not always about the money. It's who they know. And here's something nobody has told you about. Building your network is building your business. You can't afford to ignore any. And that's why we're here today. Welcome to another beautiful episode of Real Talk with Ella. Let's get into it. Today, I am sitting with a woman that has built both strong network and strong business. So join me as we welcome CEO Tina, who is the CEO of Arabian Spa and Body Signal. Thank you very much, CEO Tina. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right, so we're gonna go into the questions, and I hope at the end of this you would learn. Trust me, you would learn a lot. So stick to us to the very end. Now, Mrs. Tina, should I call you Mrs. Tina or see you Tina? Which
Mrs. Tina, anyone is fine. Tina is fine.
Okay.
Just call me Tina.
Okay, Tina. Most people see the brand. They see Arabian Spa, they see your success, and for me, I feel like this is just surface level of who you really are. So why don't let's use this opportunity to introduce you properly to our audience. So who are you outside what we see?
Tina Oruche is a woman driven by purpose, not profits. Tina Oruche is a builder, someone deeply committed to creating value, empowering people, and of course, I like to leave every space better than I met it. Tina Oruche is also a very high-level entrepreneur. She's in the oil and gas sector, she's in the wellness sector, and she's also in the lifestyle sector. But beyond all of these businesses, beyond all of the activities, she's also a woman who believes in God. Her faith in God, my faith in God has shaped my resilience, my beliefs, and almost at the center of everything I do, I always put God in the middle. So for that reason, Tina Oruche is a woman of depth. And I believe that I'm making people look beautiful. I'm delivering energy, supplying diesel everywhere in different parts of Africa. And I'm also curating beautiful spaces and all of that. So all these things, people don't know. People see just the spa and they say, oh, she's into skincare. She's a multifaceted entrepreneur and she's a woman of depth. I like to create value. I like to leave every space better than I met it.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, so she made a statement. She said she's ever growing. So that is a very good one. No matter what stage you are always growing. There's always change, there's always growing, there's always a growth at every point. All right, so next question. So we're taking us back to the beginning, right? As women, we tend to overthink business. So there's always, when you want to start business as, should I say woman? I guess maybe everyone. When you want to start business, there's always this feeling of, am I going to do well? Am I going to, get clients? Am I going to do that? Or am I going to do that? So when you wanted to start Arabian Spa, what was it like for you in the initial stage or when you were in the planning process?
That's a very tricky question. Why? Because I started business in my mother's business many years ago. So you can imagine a young girl in secondary school having to operate her mother's business in her mother's absence. So when kids were going for summer school, summer holidays, summer camp and different things, I was learning in my mother's business. I was doing business inside my mother's business. Wow. So I grew up as a young girl.
Okay.
I became an entrepreneur from my mother's business before I became an entrepreneur right now. So for me, starting Body Signal was quite easy because I already had the background skill of what to do, how to, make money, how to, research something and do something about it. So when I started Body Signal, for example, Body Signal is actually registered in 2006.
Wow.
When I registered Body Signal, I didn't know what I was doing. I knew I needed to register a company. And when I registered a company, the mindset was Body Signal as a fashion business,
Wow.
not even a skincare brand. We started Body Signal, we're doing fashion, we're doing stringing beads, we're doing all of that. It was me and one tailor at that time. And funny enough, we had to start bringing in some fabrics from Aba, fabrics from Dubai, fabrics from different places. We
Okay.
had to bring in some slippers from places like Cotonou,
Oh.
things like that. So, but having the background knowledge of business through my mother's business shaped me. So, when I got to transfer Body Signal from fashion to skincare, it was quite seamless, and that is why I said at every point in life we are growing.
Green.
You
Yeah.
adjust according to what you think or what you feel you're comfortable with. Sometimes it's not just comfort, it's also what am I able to do at this point in time. And if it's not working, you're allowed to change, you're allowed to revisit the plan and say,
Oh.
what can I do? The beauty of Body Signal is that it started as Body Signal Nigeria. And today, Body Signal is Body Signal Arabian Spa, Body Signal and Lecha, Body Signal Wellness. So it's all
All of that.
encompassing,
Oh.
and it wasn't so straightforward as I said earlier.
What is the number one mistake you see amongst business people, business women, businessmen, when they're trying to build multiple brands?
So number one mistake would be ignoring the idea of learning. Ignoring the idea of learning. Some people feel like, okay, my business is doing well now. I can do all these businesses, I'm doing well. And then they start going. Let me tell you, even when you're sleeping, the world is awake. Your industry is awake. So if you have two or three companies, even if you have one company, for example,
Okay.
don't sleep on your skills, don't sleep on gaining new knowledge. So the number one mistake I can tell you people make is assuming that they are on top of the world. The business will never, things will not change. And change is one thing that is inevitable. So every time you run a business, remember, while you are here, someone else is already thinking of there. So you have to be there learning, developing your skills and growing so that as times are changing, you are
Yes.
also able to meet up with a changing environment.
Oh, okay.
Very important.
Yeah. So never stop learning because everything changes every day.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about something that I think is this is like it's always been my opinion. Let me give you a backstory why I came up with this idea. Okay, so there was something that happened when I was much younger. That's when I realized the importance of networking as a child. For me, networking, for me as a person, networking is very, very important. And I feel like your network should also, like the amount of time you put in your, invest in business, invest other things, you should also invest in your network. That's what I feel as a person. You can always object if you feel like this is wrong, right? So something happened to me as a child. When I wrote my jam, I think I had over 800. That was like a very, very big score. And I wrote my, what's this thing where you write, see, post jam. And I beat the cut of mark, like it was so far. Then the next day, I made a screenshot of the result. The next day, they said I didn't sit for the exam, meaning they sold my result to somebody else. And now we were running about, trying to, see who to call and everything. It was at that point that I realized I do not know anybody, right? It was at that point that I realized that my network is very important while I'm doing business. Now, what do you think of, this phrase, your network is building your network is building your business? What do you think about it?
It's a very, it's a no-brainer. Networking is a no-brainer. Let me tell you, in the current state of the world, network is money. Network is money. So who you know? Before now, I would say, I'm not going for that program. I went for a conference today. The usual me in the past, I would be like, not interested. But then I realized the power of networking. If as a even as a little child, parents are realizing that even where they put the schools their children go to matter
Yes.
because they want their children to connect with people that can add value to their lives. So networking is who you know. Your network is your money. So when you're trying to grow your business, if you're not growing your network, Another mistake. You know, you asked me before, what's the one number one
Yes.
mistake? This is another mistake, a major one at that. So it is very important to build your network, and also it's the best way to build network is by being someone that has integrity.
Okay.
You can't just say, I want to run around and build network. Like you jumping at everybody you meet. Can I take your contact? You need to also grow yourself so that you can be networkable. What's the word? So you can be someone that people would like to network with.
Associate with.
People want to know you because, oh, Ella, she's very honest.
Oh, okay.
If she says she'll be here by 2 p.m., be rest assured. So people need to know you for something valuable. Because if you won't add value, most times people will just disregard you. So while you're pushing to get to network other people, also be someone that others can want to network with. Very
Okay.
important.
Now that's nice. Like
Yeah.
you said something about integrity in business. And like someone personally told me that it's very that what did he say? Very rare to see a person, a business person, who is honest. Like integrity and business, they don't work hand in hand. Someone actually told me that. That as a person that okay, I think okay, I wanted to do something. I was like, oh, I can't do it because of the type of person I am. And she was like, you're missing out because forget integrity. It doesn't work in business. So what do you have to say?
Oh, that's a big lie from the pit of hell. I'm sorry. Integrity is so powerful. I can tell you, I know some business owners who do not play with integrity. I can tell you, there's one thing that has worked for Body Signal, Arabian Spa, because we tend to people across the globe. We don't just have customers in Nigeria. We have customers in the USA. We have customers in the UK, customers in Switzerland, in Canada.
Okay.
If there is one thing that makes them keep coming back to Body Signal, it is that integrity. If she says this product is going to do this, when they buy that product, it does that. And if for any reason the product does not do that, when they call you back, what is your approach? What is your response to their complaints? Are you going to be in denial to say, oh, I don't think it's my product? You're finding solution. So for them, even if I
Okay.
buy this product and it does not work, she won't abandon me. She will find a way to solve my problem regardless. So
Wow.
that integrity is the most powerful tool for every business person, whether as a new business owner or as an existing business owner. Make sure you use integrity as your weapon because when they go to Kafanshan and go to Jigawa, they will come back to Sokoto or they will come back to Body Signal Arabian Spa because integrity is very powerful.
Wow.
Yes,
Thank you very much for that. That was for me. Integrity is
yes,
very powerful.
very powerful.
All right, next one. Now, this is a practical step. One practical step now. Practical, how do you actually do it? Like when you're around people who are probably way ahead of you, what is that first no move you make? Let's say you come to, like you went to a conference now, right? When you enter the room and you see people that are above you and you want to connect with these people, what is the first practical thing that you would do as a CEO yourself?
People that are above you.
Yes.
Yes. So for every level, there's someone higher than that level. So it's very important to recognize um, the power of humility.
Okay.
The power of humility, knowing that I am the big woman I am. I am the CEO of Body Signal Arabian Spa, Trail Energy Limited, Lux Horizon. We are doing so well. However, where your success ends is where someone else's success starts. So you must understand that, oh, this is someone I like. I don't
Okay.
mind for her to be my mentor. I don't mind to connect with this person. I would like to sit and have tea with this person. How do I do that? Do not be afraid to meet anybody. Don't be afraid to go to anybody. You can be the who would I call now? Let's use our people in Nigeria. I don't want to call abroad. Could be Dangote. It could be Jimovia.
Okay.
The most important thing is, like I said, make sure you position yourself to be someone that people would like to meet.
All right.
Walk up to them. You're dressed well.
Yes.
I didn't say dress expensive, dressed well, decent. You approach the person, man or woman, introduce yourself. At the conference today, a young lady came to me and she said, hi, my name is, what's her name? I'm sorry, I can't remember. But I remember what she does. She said she does guinea fowl and things like that.
Okay.
And then she was like, oh, I'd like to have your contact. And I said to her, do you have any Easter packages that you're doing? She said, not really. I said, why not? She said, okay, I'll go and think about it. I said, don't think about it. When you send a message to me, send me your Easter packages. So if she had not come to me, and when she sends that Easter package to me, I'll patronize her. Because I like the fact that she had the confidence to walk up to me. So that's how at any position where you are, do not be afraid to walk up to that man, that woman that you feel like can add value to your life, to your business. So it's very important to have the confidence to walk up to your seniors.
Yeah, confidence. I'm telling
Yeah.
myself to have confidence. One
Yes.
thing about me, I tend to overthink. What if I approach you and you ignore
And
me?
they ignore
What
and they
if,
say no. Yeah.
yes.
I understand.
So it tends to
Hold you
put me
back.
back, yeah,
Yeah.
in my shell. So I'm telling myself to be confident.
It's
All
very
right, to
important.
the next question. Okay. There's a difference between knowing someone and them genuinely being friends with you, like in the business world. This is networking. There's a difference in, okay, let's say I meet you and I'm like, oh, I'm Daniela, and I just know you that, oh, you just know that, oh, there's somebody called Daniela, and me meeting you afterwards, and we grow a relationship after that introduction. How do we breach that line?
Bridge which line now?
Now the
Being
line
moving
between,
from just knowing to becoming friends.
yes,
Okay, so when you meet people, I believe the first reason for meeting people is because you want to know them. I want
yes,
to believe you want to know them. Who is this person? First of all, something attracted you to them. It
yes.
could be how they dressed, it could be how they look, it could be anything, it could be their skin. Some people have walked up to me, oh, I love your skin tone. What do you use? They start from there. Before you know, I have a spa. I sell skincare products, and then, oh, where's your spa? And then they come to my spa, they buy product, and before you know, oh, well, conversations
Go.
begin.
Okay.
So it is key to know what you want to ask people. Don't just walk up to people to waste their time. Like me, I'll tell you something. When people send a message to me and say, hello, good morning, and I don't know you, I've never had a conversation with you, I might not respond, especially if it's my personal number. Because, okay, so hit the nail, go straight to the point. What is the hello, good morning? I don't want to engage you. And then the engagement becomes something that turns into what I don't want to listen to. So when you say hello, good morning to someone, or when you meet somebody, hi, my name is Daniela, I'm the one that run Real Talk with Ella,
Okay.
for example. You begin to, oh, I would like to, so introduce yourself powerfully so that people want to have that conversation with you. And by the time they get to know you or you get to know them, things will grow. And that depends on how, honest you are with yourself and honest you are with them to them as well. So friendship, it could grow from beyond even business partners to friendship. I have a friend of mine, you saw her earlier.
Yeah, it's
She's
good.
someone that we met in church as, church girls that love Jesus, that want to work for Jesus. From there, we grew into, hanging out and having social activities together. And from there, we're not doing businesses together.
Oh,
So we've grown from just being church fellowship ladies to social friends, and then now we are business
business
partners.
partners.
So everything can be combined depending on how you position yourself.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So positioning yourself is the key.
very key.
Oh,
Very
okay.
key.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got to the point of the show where I tell you, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Share this video. You are hearing the powerful, information going on here. You do not want to be the only one hearing this. So share it to a woman, share it to a businessman, share it to students. Everybody needs to hear this. Thank you very much. Okay. Someone is listening to you right now. She's talented, she's working hard, she has zero connection, zero access, and she's starting from nothing. Now, what is your advice to this girl that has nothing and she's just starting a business afraid, zero connection, zero, access? What is your advice to that girl right now?
Dear young lady, let me tell you something. Your greatest access, your greatest connection right now, your phone, social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, they're all there. The world is so easy right now because back in the years, you want to, you pursue one music producer, pursue them until they find you. But nowadays, if you know your voice is good, set up your tripod, put your phone, and sing your heart out. Use your best voice. That producer will find you. So your connection is you, first of all. What do I have to offer the world? Now, if you have that thing you want to offer the world, you don't need so much of knowing who do I know, who don't I know. Start with yourself. Start positioning yourself from the online platforms. You
Okay.
cannot be shy. You got to carry your market on your head. You cannot be shy. So go and set up your tripod stand. Begin to talk about yourself, what you do. Start from there. Someone that likes what you're doing Someone that sees the effort you're putting in would look for you, would ask for you. And then when you now go to someone and say, oh, I'm the one that does so and so business, you've already positioned yourself to meet that person. You could be at an event, you could be even in church, you could be at a party. Oh, hi, how are you? My name is Ella. I'd like for us to. Do not hold yourself back because you want to know Otedola. You want to know Dangote before you start.
Yeah.
Start with your phone, tripod stand, set up an Instagram account, Twitter, TikTok. TikTok is trending
Yeah,
with
TikTok
especially
is
with the
very
younger
true.
ones.
Yeah.
Do not wait for to know Tina or Richie or to know anybody else. Know yourself. Very important.
That's a strong
Yeah.
one. Thank you very much. All right, this is, should I say second to the last or the last question? It's more like it's a continuation, right? Now you are Tina Uruche.
Yes, please.
Yes, you are a mother, you are a wife, you are a serial entrepreneur. How do you manage everything? Being a mother, how do you find balance in being in everything?
Oof, balance. That word is very heavy. So in life right now, especially in this part of the world in Nigeria, finding balance is tough. However, you try to find it. It's a going concern. Going concern means that you think you found balance, something will drop from nowhere and just scatter the balance. So it's a going concern. The most important thing is don't burn out. That is why I emphasize on build the people
Training.
around you,
Yeah.
build your people, build your team, so that the days when you're exhausted, I can tell Alicia, I need to write this email. It's supposed to be from me. Write it like it's me. Because I've groomed Alicia, she can write that email like I'm the one writing that email. So it helps me to gain my sanity. There was a day I said, Alicia, I'm literally exhausted, handle everything from now to 6 p.m.
Oh, okay.
And then I took a nap. So it's important. Your people are your power. Once you groom your people, you can fly. So that's how you find some level of balance. Even if it's one person around you that you have that is your team, empower that person. Let them know what you know to an extent. So that when you are born, when you are getting exhausted,
You have to.
you release yourself of some duties so that you can balance at that point in time. But finding balance is not something that is one off. As life shakes you, continue to find your balance and find yourself.
Oh, that's a
Yes,
good
very
one.
important. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for
You're
that.
welcome.
And what is your final advice to everyone, to our audience out there? What is your final advice to
So my
everyone?
final advice is while you're working on the physical, while you're doing everything you can to grow, do not forget the spiritual. I am someone that believes so much in the spiritual. Yes, and that's why I said at the beginning, I am a woman of faith. I am one that believes in God. So for me, everything I do, it's funny when I'm making black candy soap. I say, God, this is a new batch. As this batch is going out, please, Lord, let it be the perfect batch. Anybody that collects this cup of black candy, when they use this cup of black candy soap, it's going to give them beautiful skin. They will glow, they'll be happy, and they will refer more people. So you don't have to be a Christian. You can be a Muslim, you can be any religion, but please also do not pay attention just to the physical part. Pay attention to the spiritual because that is life. It's not everything we see here cannot just be in the physical realm. There is the spiritual. So please make sure that as you're working hard, you're also praying hard. That is my advice.
All right, thank you so much. And
You're
I know
welcome.
everyone here has learned as much as I have. Trust me, I learned a lot today. So thank you very much for coming on the show,
You're
and
most
I
welcome. I'm
appreciate
glad
it.
I'm here.
Thank you. All right,
Thank
to
you.
our viewers out there, I am sure we all enjoyed today's episode. And if you are still here to now, thank you very much for staying to the end. And I am your host, Daniela Chris, and see you next time. Please do not forget to share, do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to leave a comment. Yes, and also we would be dropping the handle of our beautiful CEO in the description below. So do not forget to follow her on
And
our
they'll just
social
follow.
medias. Yes, I will drop everything in the description. Also follow Retalk with Ella and see you this time next week. Bye.